In a busy city, there lived a young woman named Mia. Mia was 25 years old. She worked in a small office as an assistant. Mia was friendly and kind, but she often felt anxious at work. She struggled with her tasks and worried about making mistakes. Her boss, Mr. Andrews, was strict and sometimes hard to please. This made Mia even more nervous. She wanted to do well at her job and impress him. Although Mia tried her best, she often felt she was not good enough. Mia lived in a small apartment with a view of the park. The park was a nice place where she liked to walk. It was quiet there, and Mia enjoyed the fresh air. She often took a break to go to the park during her lunch hour. While walking, she felt free and relaxed. This simple pleasure helped her forget her worries at work, even if only for a short time. Besides walking, Mia had other hobbies. She loved reading books and often immersed herself in stories. Her favorite books were about adventure and self-discovery. Growing up, Mia faced many challenges. Her family was not wealthy, and they struggled to provide for her and her siblings. Mia often helped her parents at home. She learned to be responsible and hardworking from a young age. However, because of her experiences, she became shy in social settings. Talking to new people was difficult. This fear affected her friendships too. She had a few close friends, and they were very important to her. They supported each other through difficult times. Still, Mia often worried about not being good enough for them or anyone else. One personal challenge Mia faced was learning new skills. She wanted to improve her work and grow in her career. However, she felt scared when she had to learn something new. Mia often avoided new tasks, fearing she would fail. This left her feeling stuck in her position. She watched others around her grow and succeed. It made her feel frustrated and sad. She wanted to ask for help, but her fear kept her silent. As a result, she started to feel even more anxious and alone. One day, in the park, Mia met an older woman named Mrs. Thompson. Mrs. Thompson was warm and wise. She often came to the park to read and enjoy nature. Mia felt drawn to her. At first, Mia was shy and didn't talk much. However, Mrs. Thompson was nice and easy to speak with. They talked about books, dreams, and life. Mia shared her struggles and fears. Mrs. Thompson listened kindly, and it made Mia feel better. Through their conversations, Mia began to learn more about herself. She understood that it was okay to face challenges and ask for help. Mrs. Thompson encouraged Mia to take small steps toward her goals. "You must believe in yourself, dear," she said. With her new friend's support, Mia started to see her struggles differently. She realized that growing, learning, and succeeding are parts of life. This friendship opened new doors for her growth. It was a step toward understanding that she was stronger than she thought. As Mia continued to grow in her job, winter came to the city. The days were cold and gray, but she tried to stay positive. However, things started to change at work. A new coworker joined their team, and her name was Karen. At first, Karen seemed nice, but things quickly changed. Mia soon realized that Karen was not a friendly person. Instead, she was often rude and mean. One day, while everyone was in a meeting, Karen spoke sharply to Mia. "Why can't you get this right? It's simple," she shouted, looking directly at Mia. The others in the room stared. Mia's face turned red with embarrassment. She felt small, and her heart raced. She wanted to say something back, but couldn't find the words. Instead, she looked down at her notes and tried to disappear. After that meeting, Mia felt anxious every day. Karen continued to make snide comments. "Do you even know how to do your job?" she asked during lunch one day. Her tone was mocking, and it made Mia cringe inside. Was Mia really that incompetent? The doubt started to creep into her mind, and the pressure felt heavy on her shoulders. Mia wanted to trust her abilities. Mrs. Thompson's words echoed in her heart. "You must believe in yourself." However, the more Karen bullied Mia, the harder it became for her to do so. Mia started to go to the bathroom to cry. She felt alone and trapped. Her confidence was slipping away like water through her fingers, and she began to question her skills and worth. One afternoon, things got worse. Karen deleted important files from Mia's computer. When Mia found out, she panicked. "I don't know what to do," she thought. Mia felt a knot in her stomach. Was everyone going to blame her for the mistake? At that moment, she wanted to hide away forever and never return to her job. When Mia reported it to Mr. Andrews, he didn't take her seriously. "Don't worry so much, Mia. Just fix it," he said with a wave of his hand. Mia felt small and lost. Mr. Andrews did not seem to understand how much Karen's actions hurt her. It made Mia feel even more helpless. Her heart sank, and she left his office feeling dismissed. Days passed, and the bullying did not stop. Mia would sit at her desk, her hands shaking as she typed. Karen often leaned over her shoulder, watching, judging. "Are you sure that's how to do it?" she questioned with a smirk. Each word made Mia want to scream. She tried to remind herself of her achievements, the work she had done, but Karen's taunts drowned out her thoughts. As Mia struggled with this, she began to realize something important. "I have to stand up for myself," she thought with a newfound determination. Although it was scary, she wanted to be stronger, not just for herself, but for others who might face bullying. With this thought, she felt a spark of hope. Perhaps she could turn the situation around and reclaim her confidence. She remembered Mrs. Thompson's advice: small steps lead to big changes. It was time for a change. As the weeks went by, Mia faced even more stress at work. Every day felt heavier than the last, and the tension in the office made her anxious. Karen's comments became harsher. "You should be grateful you have this job," she said one day, crossing her arms and glaring at Mia. Each insult was like a stone thrown at Mia's heart. She often felt like she was losing her voice. Mia began to notice changes in herself. She found it hard to concentrate on her work. Simple tasks took longer to finish. She could not focus on the projects she once enjoyed. Every time she sat at her desk, she felt a growing cloud of doubt. "What if I can't do this job anymore?" she wondered. Her mind raced with negative thoughts, drowning out her previous confidence. The feeling of being watched by Karen made it worse. Mia no longer felt safe or happy at work. Outside the office, Mia also felt the weight of the situation. She didn't share her struggles with friends, afraid they wouldn't understand or might think she was weak. At lunch, she often sat alone, not knowing who to talk to. The laughter and chatter around her felt like a distant world. She avoided eye contact with her coworkers and stayed quiet during meetings. The more she isolated herself, the deeper the loneliness called her. Mia often returned home feeling drained. The joy she once found in reading disappeared. She could not open a book without feeling tired and tense. Thoughts of her job nagged at her mind like a buzzing fly. "Should I fight back against Karen?" she asked herself one night, staring at her bedroom wall. But then doubt shot through her. What if Karen reacted badly? What if it made things worse? The terror of confrontation was frightening. Then a new idea crept in. Should I just quit? A part of her wondered if leaving would be easier. But would that make her a failure? Fear of looking weak weighed heavy in her heart. Mia felt trapped between choices. She wanted to be brave, but didn't believe she was strong enough to face the bullies standing in her way. One particularly difficult day, Mia made a mistake at work. She entered the wrong data into a large report. When she presented it, Karen pounced on her error. "How could you be so careless?" she shouted, making others snicker. Mia's stomach sank. Everyone turned to look at her, and she felt the heat of humiliation wash over her. "I am not good at this," she thought. Panic spread through her mind as she scrambled to fix the mistake. Uncertainty wrapped around her like a heavy blanket. That evening, at home, Mia was tired and discouraged. She sat on her bed, clutching her phone. She wanted to call Mrs. Thompson and ask for help, but a voice in her head stopped her. "What if she thinks I am weak?" The internal struggle made her feel even more isolated. "Why can't I just be brave?" she whispered softly, tears forming in her eyes. This moment marked a turning point for Mia. She needed to find the strength to stop the bullying. She realized she had to choose a path for herself. Standing up for who she was meant finding her voice. Would she stay silent or take the first steps toward change? The path ahead was unclear. Yet deep down, a flicker of hope urged her to fight for her own happiness. The days grew colder, and the stress at work became unbearable for Mia. Every morning, she woke up with a tight feeling in her chest. She dreaded the thought of facing Karen again. That week, the office was busy with a big project. Everyone was under pressure, but Mia felt it more than anyone else. She was terrified of getting another mistake wrong. She wanted to do well, but the fear of being bullied made it harder to focus on her work. One afternoon, Mr. Andrews called an important meeting. He wanted everyone to report progress on the project. As Mia sat in the meeting room, her heart raced. The air felt thick with tension, and Karen sat beside her, glaring. When Mr. Andrews asked Mia to speak, she felt all eyes on her. I think we are on track," she stammered, her voice shaky. But Karen quickly cut in. "On track? Mia has not finished her part. We need to do better. The laughter from her coworkers landed like knives in her heart. Mia looked down, wishing she could disappear, but something inside her began to shift. The laughter continued, and she felt her frustration grow. Enough is enough, she thought. Mia took a deep breath and felt a sudden surge of courage. I have worked hard, Karen. I am doing my best, she finally said. The words felt strong as they came out. When Karen narrowed her eyes, anger flashed across her face. Your best is not good enough, she exclaimed. A murmur filled the room, and Mia felt a mix of fear and fire inside. Mia's heart pounded, and she stood up taller. She could not hold back anymore. Stop bullying me. You don't have to be like this, Mia shouted, her voice ringing through the room. The sudden outburst surprised everyone, but Mia felt a sense of power surge through her. It was a defining moment. For a brief moment, silence hung in the air. Guests shifted in their seats. Their expressions were a mix of shock and curiosity. Mia's heart raced, but it was different this time. She no longer felt small or trapped. Instead, she realized that speaking out felt liberating. She had pushed back against the tide of fear that had pressed down on her for so long. Yet, a wave of panic washed over her after she spoke. What if they judge me? What if they all turn against me? Mia worried, but just then, she noticed Mrs. Thompson sitting in the corner with a proud smile. The warmth of that smile gave Mia strength. After the silence, Mr. Andrews spoke up. Mia is right. We cannot allow bullying to happen here. We work as a team. With that statement, others began to nod, murmuring their support for Mia. Her coworkers realized it was time to stand together and change the negative atmosphere. But then, Karen shot back. This is just a misunderstanding. Everyone makes mistakes, she said, trying to regain control. However, Mia stood her ground. This is about more than mistakes. It's time for respect. The belief in her own words filled Mia with determination. The fear she once felt transformed into clarity. The world felt different now. She had made a choice to stand up, and she would not take it back. In that moment, she understood that fear had controlled her for too long. With the warmth of support from her colleagues and Mrs. Thompson, Mia felt empowered to take her career back. Although the uncertainty still lingered, a new hope blossomed within her. This was just the beginning of standing strong. She realized she had the power to change her story. It was time for a new chapter. After Mia spoke out against Karen, the room filled with mixed emotions. Some coworkers were shocked, while others looked on in surprise. Mr. Andrews had an uncertain expression on his face. The team had never witnessed Mia so bold before. Mia felt a rush of adrenaline and hope, but seconds later, doubt crept in. Did I go too far? She thought, her heart beginning to race again. Karen's eyes turned dark, and the angry flush on her face told Mia that this was far from over. Instead of speaking up again, Mia kept quiet, her resolve shaking. Mr. Andrews finally broke the tension. Mia, let's talk in my office, he said, gesturing for her to follow him. At that moment, Mia's heart sank. Fear flooded her body as she thought, what will happen next? When they entered Mr. Andrews' office, the atmosphere felt heavy. Mia sat down, her hands twisting in her lap. I don't want to discuss this, Mr. Andrews. I'm sorry, she said, her voice weak. Mr. Andrews looked serious. Mia, speaking like that in front of your team is not okay. You should find a better way to handle conflicts, he said firmly. The disappointment in his eyes pierced through her like a sharp arrow. As he spoke, Mia wanted to disappear, slice through time, and go back to a happier moment. She could not understand how everything had flipped so quickly. Despite trying to stand up for herself, she felt ashamed. Doubts filled her mind, and she began to feel guilty for expressing her feelings. Maybe I shouldn't have said anything, she thought. I should have stayed quiet. After the talk, Mia returned to her desk. She felt different, like a shadow of her former self. The energy around her felt distant, and the conference room now felt like a prison. She returned to her work with heavy thoughts. She had put herself out there, but did she ruin her chance at a good job? The tension of being reprimanded hung over her like a dark cloud. Days passed, and the stress increased. Mia struggled with her tasks, and the mistakes became larger. Each morning, she woke up feeling sick with anxiety. Sometimes she thought about quitting her job, but deep down, she felt a flicker of hope fighting against the weight of despair. I need to keep trying, she told herself, even if it felt hard to believe. Mia's mind was caught between wanting to be brave and feeling like a failure. At lunch, Mia sat alone, avoiding her coworkers, glancing at Karen. Karen shot daggers at her from across the room, even laughing with others. Mia dug into her food, the small bites feeling tasteless. She longed to connect with her friends, but doubted they would understand how she felt. Some nights, Mia couldn't sleep. She tossed and turned, anxious thoughts spinning in her head. Why can't I be strong? She thought regretfully. Anger mixed with sadness left an aching feeling in her chest. The more she replayed the moment in her mind, the more she sank into doubt and fear. Thoughts spiraled. What if I let my dreams slip away because of this? As she hit a low point, she remembered Mrs. Thompson's wise words. You must believe in yourself. But how was she supposed to believe anything good would happen now? The feelings of guilt and regret were suffocating. The hope for a better tomorrow felt faint and fragile, like a dream slipping through her fingers. Mia couldn't escape the truth. She had to decide. Would she let fear control her, or would she find the strength to push past the shadows and fight her way to the light? One chilly evening, while Mia sat alone in her apartment, she pressed play on a voice message from Mrs. Thompson. The encouragement in Mrs. Thompson's voice felt like a warm hug. Mia, my dear, she said, I know you are going through a hard time. It is okay to feel lost, but do not let fear win. You are stronger than you think. Mia listened carefully, letting the words sink in. They felt like sunlight pouring through the gloom. After hearing that kind message, Mia began to reflect. She remembered many moments in her life when she had overcome obstacles. Growing up, she managed to help her family despite the tight money. When she struggled in school, she worked every night to improve her grades. Those memories of persistence suddenly lit a spark of hope within her. If I could handle those challenges, why can't I do the same now? She thought. With this realization, her mood began to change. She no longer wanted to be a victim of fear. Instead, Mia felt a growing desire to fight back. This is my journey, she whispered to herself. Now is the time to take control, not to hide or run away. There was a flicker of courage igniting in her heart. In her mind, Mia started planning. She reminded herself that standing up for herself did not only mean fighting. It meant speaking with confidence, convincing herself that she had the right to be in this job. As the days went by, the urge to confront the negative environment at work settled in her mind like a gentle warmth. It felt right to stand clean and free of lies instead of being pushed down. On her next lunch break, Mia gathered her courage. Holding her head high, she approached a coworker named Alex. He was always friendly and supportive. Alex, can we talk? She asked, her voice steady but nervous. Of course, he replied, smiling. What's up? In that moment, Mia opened up about her struggles with Karen and the stress she felt. The weight of sharing her feelings felt methodical, but it also lifted a part of her tension. Alex listened intently. Mia, you have every right to feel safe at work, he said. The way Karen is acting is not okay. You should stand up for yourself. I'm here for you if you decide to confront this. Hearing his support strengthened her resolve. It made Mia feel heard and understood. She was part of a team. There was a solidarity in Alex's words that reinforced the change she wanted to embrace. With support lingering in her heart, Mia set a date to speak with Mr. Andrews again. I will explain everything, she thought. She envisioned expressing how she felt and sharing concerns about Karen. She was nervous but empowered by her decision. Mia practiced what she would say, feeling braver with every thought. Evenings felt brighter as she allowed hope to replace doubt. Her confidence began to bloom. I can be strong. I deserve respect, she told herself. The path was not easy, but with this newfound determination, Mia knew she would fight through fear and find her voice. As days passed, anticipation built within her. She recalled Mrs. Thompson's wise words, "You have strength inside you." The idea of standing tall against the unfairness at work felt liberating. Mia eased her grip on defeat and found a new enthusiasm. Though she didn't know the future, she was ready to take action. Her journey was about to change, and with each step forward, Mia felt more like herself again. Following action, Mia felt a new kind of energy within her. After deciding to talk to Mr. Andrews, she made a plan. The days leading to their meeting built both excitement and nervousness. Mia spent late nights gathering her thoughts. She wrote down how she felt about the bullying and how it affected her work. Each word felt like a stepping stone. With every sentence, she felt her worries slip away and her confidence rise. On the day of the meeting, Mia decided to stay positive. As she walked to Mr. Andrews' office, she took a deep breath. "I can do this," she repeated to herself. Entering the room, she felt calm but firm. Mr. Andrews greeted her, and the warmth in his smile helped ease her nerves. "Mia, what's on your mind?" he asked gently. "I want to talk about the issues in the office, especially with Karen," she began. Her voice was quieter than she wanted, but she pushed through. Mia explained how Karen's actions made it hard for her to work. "I feel like I am not respected," she said clearly. She noticed Mr. Andrews listening carefully, nodding in understanding. "I appreciate you sharing this with me, Mia," he said softly. "Bullying is unacceptable, and we need to change the environment here." Mia's heart swelled with hope. This is what she wanted to hear. She felt seen and empowered. With Mr. Andrews' support, she realized that she was not alone in her struggle. After their discussion, Mr. Andrews promised to take action. He would speak with Karen and bring overall changes to the work environment. Mia left the office feeling a weight lift off her shoulders. She could finally see a path toward a more supportive workplace. It filled her heart with determination. No longer did she have to hide in silence. As the days passed, Mia noticed improvements around her. Her coworkers were more engaged, and there were discussions about teamwork and respect. The atmosphere began to shift. Mia felt lighter during her days. She no longer dreaded arriving at work. Instead, excitement filled her. Each day became a new chance to grow and learn. Mia found her focus returning to her work. Her tasks became easier, and slowly, she started achieving personal goals. She could feel her confidence rising like a flame flickering bright. During lunch breaks, she spent time talking with her coworkers. Sharing laughter and ideas made her feel connected, building relationships that inspired her growth. Mrs. Thompson was proud of Mia's bravery. They would meet weekly in the park, where Mia shared her journey. "You took back your voice, and that is so powerful," Mrs. Thompson encouraged. Each praise fueled Mia's drive. "Thank you. I am learning so much," she replied with gratitude. These moments of encouragement made Mia realize how far she had come. One evening, standing near her window, Mia reflected on her journey. The city lights blinked like the many hopes she held now. "I can do anything I set my mind to," she thought, realizing that self-belief was her greatest strength. The dark days of despair flipped into days filled with promise. Each small change made her feel in control of her life. Mia's story became one of courage and resilience. She realized that facing challenges led to growth. Confidence bloomed as she learned to speak openly, and she embraced the support she had been given. The future became brighter with each step she took. And now, she stood excited for what was ahead. Mia was ready to continue moving forward, knowing she held the power to transform her story. After Mia spoke with Mr. Andrews, she felt a wave of relief wash over her. It was as if a heavy stone had been lifted from her shoulders. She knew she had to continue this path of change, not just for herself, but for everyone at work. With this realization, Mia began to set stronger boundaries. She would not tolerate any more negative behavior from Karen or anyone else. The next time she saw Karen in the hallway, Mia took a deep breath before speaking. "Karen, I don't appreciate how you talk to me," she said firmly. She was terrified, but her voice was steady. Karen looked surprised and taken aback. Mia continued, "We can work together, but I deserve respect." The room felt silent. Other coworkers nearby heard the conversation. To Mia's surprise, some of her friends began to nod in agreement. Alex, who had supported her since the beginning, looked proud. "You go, Mia," he cheered softly. Mia felt a rush of courage surge within her. Even though Karen shot her an angry look, Mia stood her ground, not backing down. It was a small victory, but it felt monumental. Days turned into weeks, and Mia continued to reinforce her boundaries. She reported any unprofessional behavior to Mr. Andrews right away. Whenever Karen would make a rude comment, Mia would calmly respond, "That's not acceptable." To her surprise, it started to shift the dynamics in the office. Some coworkers began to support Mia when they saw her standing firm. They started being more willing to speak up as well. Mia felt strengthened by this change. The fear of Karen lost its grip. Mia learned that by setting boundaries, she not only protected herself, but also encouraged others to do the same. Gradually, the office atmosphere began to brighten. Team members started working better together. Projects were completed efficiently, and people even shared ideas. Mia felt proud to be part of a team that was able to grow together. However, not everyone responded positively to the changes. Karen's behavior became more aggressive. It was as though she was determined to push back. Mia noticed that Karen would whisper behind her back, and the gossip started disturbing her in small ways. Instead of feeling frightened, Mia used these moments as reminders of why she needed to stay strong. Every whisper reminded her that she was making a difference. One afternoon, as Mia left a meeting, she overheard Karen complaining to another coworker. "I can't believe they let Mia speak out like that. She thinks she's better than us." Mia felt her heart race. The emotions swelled in her chest, but she did not let the anxiety take control. She reminded herself that she was finally taking charge of her life. With the support of her friends, Mia focused on the positives. She immersed herself in her work. Her productivity surged, and she began handling responsibilities with ease. She also started chatting more with her other coworkers, gaining confidence and forming valuable connections. With every supportive conversation, she could feel her self-esteem growing. Although Karen's behavior continued to be challenging, Mia was determined. She learned that by standing up effectively and respecting herself, she did not need to worry about the negativity around her. Ultimately, Mia transformed how she viewed her workplace. What once felt like a toxic environment was now a place of opportunity. With every boundary she set, she regained her power. Mia felt excited to wake up each day, knowing the fight had shaped her into a stronger person. It was not just about standing up against bullying. It was also about embracing her role as a leader within her team. Mia now realized that her actions had a broader impact. With her newfound strength, she was inspired to keep moving forward, encouraging others to join her on this path. She was finally ready to claim her space in the office and her life. As time passed, Mia felt more in control of her work life. She continued to set boundaries, and her confidence blossomed. However, the environment still had its challenges. Karen continued to throw passive-aggressive remarks at Mia and tried to spread negativity around the office. But Mia learned that silence was no longer an option for her. One afternoon, the team held a big meeting to discuss a major project. Everyone was present, and tensions were high because the deadline was near. Working on this project had been tough, with many late nights and early mornings. Mia had played a significant role in organizing the team's work. She felt proud of what they had accomplished together. At the meeting, when it was Mia's turn to speak, she took a deep breath. "I want to show our progress," she said with determination. As she presented her findings, she noticed several people nodding in approval. It filled her with hope. She explained how they could improve their work and meet the deadline. The weight of their shared effort felt like an invisible bond strengthening with every word she spoke. As she finished, she glanced at Karen, who sat in the corner with an annoyed expression. Mia pushed aside her fear and remained focused. Just then, Alex stood up. "Mia has put in a lot of hard work. This plan shows how dedicated she is to the team. We should consider her ideas seriously," he said clearly. Mia's heart swelled with pride. Having Alex stand up for her meant so much. The others began to agree, showing support for Mia's ideas. They were inspired by her presentation, and the discussion shifted to how they could implement her suggestions. Mia felt seen and appreciated. She realized her voice was gaining respect, and that made a world of difference. After the meeting, Mia received several congratulations from her coworkers. Even Mr. Andrews praised her effort. "Great job, Mia. Your contributions are valuable to us. Keep this up, and the team will succeed," he said with a smile. Mia's spirit soared. This was the moment she had longed for. It wasn't just about the praise, but about creating a supportive environment where everyone felt empowered. In the days that followed, Mia found a sense of peace despite Karen's ongoing attempts to bring negativity into their space. She understood it was not her responsibility to change Karen. Instead, Mia chose to focus on herself and her team. Having her coworkers stand by her built a sense of unity that made work enjoyable again. Mia realized that growth requires action. She wanted to inspire others, just as Alex had inspired her. She began to reach out to new team members, offering support and encouragement. Each time someone thanked her for her help, her warmth spread like rays of sunshine in the office. Mia came to understand her power. She could build connections, support each other, and challenge negativity whenever it arose. This transformation reinforced her belief that cooperation with intent could yield positive results, even amid difficulties. The simple acts of kindness, trust, and collaboration slowly transformed her workspace into a space of possibilities. By setting those small but meaningful boundaries and encouraging her coworkers, Mia felt empowered and grounded. She was no longer just a participant in her work life. She was becoming a leader and a force for change. This realization solidified her growth. With a heart full of gratitude, Mia looked ahead. She was no longer afraid of workplace challenges. She began planning for not only her future, but for creating an uplifting environment for everyone around her, one small win at a time. The transformation went beyond her. It spread throughout the team, encouraging each person to celebrate their small victories and the work they put in every day. Mia knew that this journey was further enriching to her soul, and she was ready to face whatever came next with courage and confidence. Resolution. Mia stood at her desk, looking out of the window. The sun shone brightly, and a smile spread across her face. So much had changed since she first spoke up about Karen's bullying. The office felt different now, filled with respect and support. Mia was proud of herself. She proved that her voice mattered, and her actions inspired others. The last few months had been transformative for Mia. Each challenge helped her grow, and she turned fear into strength. Conversations with her coworkers became more open, and teamwork flourished. No longer did Mia dread coming to work. Instead, she looked forward to each day, eager to contribute to a positive environment. One afternoon, Mia had a heart-to-heart conversation with Alex over lunch. They spoke about their goals and aspirations. Mia realized she had fallen in love with her work again. She felt excited about challenges instead of fearing them. "I want to take on more responsibilities," Mia expressed, feeling brave. "I see myself moving up in my career." Alex beamed with pride. "You have always been capable, Mia. You deserve all the success you envision." With this newfound excitement, Mia began to outline her long-term career goals. Besides aiming for a promotion, she also wanted to mentor new employees and help them find their voice. Being an encouragement and creating a positive workplace was her mission now. Her past struggles had lit a path for her. Knowing what mattered most allowed Mia to reshape her future. In the following weeks, she participated in training sessions to improve her skills. Mia learned how to manage a team and communicate effectively. Each day, she felt more confident. She was not just changing her position, she was redefining her role in the company. With every success, her determination grew stronger, illuminating her direction moving forward. Mia approached Mr. Andrews one day and shared her new goals. "I want to take on leadership responsibilities in our team," she said assertively. "I have learned a lot, and I want to impact our work environment positively." Mr. Andrews nodded appreciatively. "Mia, I like your passion. I will support you on your journey to leadership." This affirmation boosted Mia's confidence. However, her relationship with Karen needed a resolution too. With greater confidence, Mia prepared to have a private conversation with Karen. She wanted to address the past and establish an understanding moving forward. They met at a quiet corner in the office. "Karen, I think we need to talk," Mia began, keeping her tone calm. "I believe we can work together better." Mia discussed how they could support not just each other, but the whole team. Karen listened quietly, and after a moment of reflection, she nodded. "I guess I was too harsh at times." "I see that now," she admitted. They reached an agreement, setting boundaries, and committing to a more respectful partnership. With everything coming together, Mia felt a surge of relief. She had successfully transformed her work life and created a better environment for herself and her colleagues. The challenges became lessons, and she learned that every person can shape their reality. Mia realized that she was capable of more than she had known before. Each decision she made, every effort turned into a stepping stone toward growth and success. She felt deeply inspired to continue this journey. The fear and despair that once held her back turned into fuel that propelled her forward. Looking back at her old self, Mia saw the journey with clarity. She faced fears head-on, tackled conflict, and emerged more robust. Mia understood that true growth comes from within, and as things unfolded, she gained insight into her own strength. The small wins turned into significant changes, and now she was ready to embrace challenges with open arms, certain of her ability to transform any obstacles into opportunities for growth. As Mia continued to thrive in her work environment, she felt a new sense of purpose. Positive changes surrounded her, not just within herself, but in how her colleagues interacted with one another. With her growing confidence, Mia decided to take the next step toward her long-term career goals. She felt ready to embrace new challenges and opportunities. One day, Mia spotted an announcement for a leadership training program at her company. A spark of excitement lit up in her heart. This could be my chance, she thought. The training would help her develop skills to lead and inspire others. Without hesitation, Mia signed up. She knew this was an essential step in her journey. Beyond gaining new experiences, she envisioned how she could uplift her colleagues by sharing knowledge and wisdom. As she began the training, Mia found herself in an environment filled with encouragement and collaboration. The group sessions allowed her to practice her speaking skills. Mia engaged in discussions, giving and receiving feedback from her peers. She remembered how fearful she used to be. Now, she felt confident sharing her thoughts and ideas. Every day, she completed exercises that prepared her for the challenges of leadership. The trainers pointed out her potential, urging her to believe in herself. With each passing week, she felt more motivated to make a positive change around her. She was becoming the leader she always wanted to be. Mia also made it a point to connect with younger employees and interns, offering help and guidance. If I can support others, it brings me joy, she thought. She began mentoring new workers by sharing her story and lessons learned. Mia discovered that this made her feel fulfilled and excited about her work. Through her journey, Mia learned that true strength comes from connection and community. She embraced a healthier mindset, realizing that challenges are opportunities for growth. With her supportive team, she produced solutions together rather than facing difficulties alone. She saw firsthand how communication and encouragement changed the workplace. Not long after completing her leadership training, Mia received good news. Mr. Andrews called her into his office. Mia, because of your hard work in our discussions, I want to promote you. You've shown great courage, leadership, and commitment, he said. Mia could hardly believe her ears. Thank you so much, she exclaimed, feeling both surprised and delighted. This moment felt like a reward for everyone she had fought for and everything she had worked through. With each achievement, Mia's belief in herself continued to grow. Weeks turned into months, and Mia thrived as a leader and mentor. She embraced every challenge, whether presenting to her team or motivating a colleague in need. Her previous struggles only made her stronger. They became stepping stones toward success. As she stood in the break room, sipping coffee with her colleagues, Mia reflected on how far she had come. The toxic environment she had known seemed like a distant memory. Instead, her journey transformed her into a beacon of hope and support for others. She knew that the challenges she had faced helped shape her into a remarkable leader. Looking toward the future, Mia felt excited and ready. She wanted to continue crafting a culture of respect, empathy, and encouragement in her office. She was eager to explore further opportunities to grow and inspire, not just for herself, but for her team. This journey reminded her that it is possible to turn negativity into uplifting strength. Mia knew her story would guide others, allowing them to overcome their obstacles. With a heart full of gratitude, she looked forward to sharing her experiences and helping many more people in their journey. Life is about growth, connection, and transformation, and with each stepping stone, Mia was just beginning to realize the depths of her potential.